Is diversity a strength? I would hard argue no. Absolutely and utterly, unequivocally, no, diversity is not a strength. And despite the mainstream narrative, despite the university indoctrination, despite our former prime minister with a great haircut, who I do find still very charming to this day and I have to snap myself out of when I see clips of him thinking, no, he destroyed the country. Don't fall for that charm. God, he's good looking. Can't even be mad at him for being good looking. He's dating Katy Perry now. But anyway, I'll park that at the side. Is diversity a strength? So a country cannot be unified if it has nothing in common, and you cannot unite the people if everybody is different. And by definition, diversity is different. Everybody is different. Like we are very tribal creatures as human beings. It's a reason why, as men, when you shake another man's hand, you immediately size him up. Is this man a threat? Is this man a problem? This comes from the caveman evolution. The evolution of there was no language back in the day. We couldn't communicate via words. I had to judge based off body language and prejudging. Is this going to be a problem? It's the same reason why women also size each other up. Maybe not so much in the same case, but is she prettier than me? Are her jugs bigger than mine? Is she have a nice butt? Is she prettier than me? All that type of stuff. Is she younger, right? Are her eggs scrambled or are my eggs scrambled? Am I too old? Like, this is what women do. And women are very harsh to each other. They are incredibly harsh to each other. Men were very, I don't like you. Let's fight. Anyway, point being is we're very tribal creatures before I get off the turnip truck too much. And as tribal creatures, we like to work as tribes. And if you look, white people, the race that civilized and colonized and settled everything we have in Canada, was the only race that was exceptional at working with others. The Spanish went, they worked with the native tribes down south, and they settled Mexico. The French came, they settled Quebec. They worked with the First Nations here. The Irish, they settled New York and that whole-ish area over there. So the settling founding fathers, that generation of Northern Europeans, traditionally Northern Europeans that were Christian, were very good at working with other tribes and other races, but not the other way around, which is why they got wrecked and the Europeans conquered. Right? The other races were not able to compete and be competitive and to strategize and to formulate a plan to be able to combat this competitiveness that the Europeans had. We were in the unceded territory. No, this was ceded. You just couldn't compete and you got wrecked. Simple as that. And if you look even to this day, right, when you see an Indian guy who's a general manager at a Tim Hortons, who does he hire? When you see third worlders running telemarketing scams and defrauding the government, who do they work with? Right? They work within their own tribes. For example, if the Europeans were building a boat, okay, well, that guy over there, maybe he's black, but he knows how to do carpentry. Okay, we'll hire him. And okay, well, we need a sail. Well, the First Nations are great at building quilts, so maybe they can build some sails. Okay, we'll work with them. But then to bring it back to the Indian analogy, okay, well, my cousin can do carpentry. Does he know anything about carpentry? No, but I think that could probably help out. I think my dad knows how to drive the boat. He's never driven a boat. Right? They stay within their tribes. Everybody's very tribal. And this diversity, equity, inclusion, I've said it before, didn't earn it. You did not earn it. That's what DEI really stands for. Has really destroyed the West. It really, really has. I mean, one could argue, are they trying to get white people to off themselves via choosing not to reproduce, indoctrination, while bringing over the entire third world with their 17 kids? I think there's quite a bit of truth to that. If you look at it logically and objectively, white people, European descent people like to collaborate. They typically, collaborate and listen. I sit back with my brand new invention, Vanilla Ice, and collaborate with all the other tribes. But at Tim Hortons, there's a reason why they look at you like you're a giant inconvenience, and they don't want to serve you. They speak about you in their language because they're very tribal. They work together in that aspect. And then when you go, it's no wonder your bagel is burnt on one side, untoasted on the other. You get either a speckle of cream cheese or the entire GFS tub of cream cheese, and you say, hey, can you fix this? And they're like, no, we can't do that. They're not going to give you any customer service because they don't care. You're not one of them. And stereotypes exist for a reason. I dated this one liberal woman one time. I've dated a lot of liberal women. Most of them are liberals. Quite a few I've been able to convert to the good side. Quite a few I've had to just kind of leave on the dark side. God helps them who help themselves, right? But she'd always tell me, stereotypes are racist and they're terrible. You shouldn't stereotype people. Well, coming back to the tribal aspect of things, we stereotype because we had to judge and prejudge people in a previous lifetime because it meant life or death. If I trusted this guy, he might kill me and my wife and my kids and my family and my tribe. Therefore, I must judge. right? When you go walking down East Hastings at night in downtown Vancouver, if you go walking down Higgins and Main Avenue in downtown Winnipeg at night, your spidey senses are telling you from thousands of years of evolution, something is not good here. Your brain, your conscience knows that this is danger, but the programming, the indoctrination of the actual conscience is trying to override that and say, no, I'd rather be a good person. Boom, they get a knife in the neck. And then you wonder why all this has unfolded the way that it has. So it's not good. It's not good. But to have these people that, let's address the stereotypes for a second. I want to cover that. So Asian people, very smart, incredible with money. There's a reason why you're probably going to trust an Asian guy with your taxes versus me, even though I am pretty good with money. But you probably trust him over me. It's a stereotype. If I was to run a 100-meter dash and there was a black person right here, every single person knows who's going to win that. I'm not going to win that. I think we can all accept black people have fast twitch muscle fibers and a lot more than white people. It's why black people are great at basketball and football and things that involve very fast sprinting-based movements because they were evolved that way. White people were not. We don't have that same type of evolution in our muscle fibers, right? To pretend that stereotypes don't exist and that we're not all different. So, I mean, we look different. We think different. We have different values. We are physically attributed with different strengths and weaknesses and different advantages, like doing the 100-meter dash. So to think that